Hey everybody, welcome to Perry TV. We're catching in. Apparently there were some strikes last night. Let's listen to Professor Morandi and get clarification on this.
Shia Sunni polls show that they have strong support, especially among the youth. Especially among the youth. But I'm just trying to point out how sinister Western embassies are, and Qatar and Saudi Arabia and the Emirates are. They're all collaborating with Israel. It's the same thing as in Syria. They all collaborated against Syria, did a dirty war for the sake of Israel. Right now, if the current regime, we knew that if Syria would fall, that it would be a U.S. proxy. And Al-Qaeda and ISIS are U.S. proxies. Right now is the best time for the Syrians to resist and to take back their land, because the Israeli regime is overextended. But these fanatical Wahhabis and Al-Qaeda people, are they going to do anything against Israel? Of course not. That was never a part of the plan. If they would, the Iranians would support. The first people to support them would be Iran and the resistance. I mean, Turkey and...
Seems like there's enough craziness going around. To go around.
Surrounded by Al-Qaeda and ISIS, by U.S. proxies in Beirut and in Lebanon, and Saudi and Qatari and Emirati proxies, and the Israeli regime. But despite all that, they're battering the Israeli regime on the battlefield. And that is something that history books will be talking about in the decades ahead. This, alongside the defeat of the United States on the battlefield against Iran, I think are the two most extraordinary moments of this region in decades. Even, I think it's greater than the 33-day war where Hezbollah defeated the Israeli regime, because this time around, Hezbollah is truly surrounded.
Yeah, and we are, I think, really witnessing First Morandi for maybe it's hard to say what the first time in a conclusion like this really is, but what we are witnessing in very clear view is that neither the U.S. nor Israel, if you take both of these, the U.S. with Iran and Israel with Hezbollah, has no capacity militarily to affect any kind of outcome. And that is certainly historic in many ways. And I just want to pull up, because there's...
I'm not sure if these guys are living in the real world, but we show both sides on Perry TV, so we let them talk.
What it did last night with striking Kuwait and Bahrain as a very limited operation, but nonetheless it exposes major difficulties for the United States. One is the fact that according to CSIS, one of these warmongering think tanks funded by the U.S. State Department, U.S. Department of Defense, half of all U.S. Patriot air defense interceptors have been used before the ceasefire, Professor Morandi. And now there are videos like this coming out of last night's retaliation where Kuwait is using what they have left, these Patriot interceptors, and they're not working well. So every successive retaliation here, this is the Patriot interceptor coming absolutely back down.
Well, I guess they're trying to defend themselves. They're a country. Kuwait's a country.
Own standards will continue to pose big problems for the United States. And then there's the fact, Professor Morandi, that there's some economists who are saying that once in a week's time, when these oil reserves that the U.S. has released out into the market in order to somewhat control the
Anyway, I'm not sure where they're going with this, but just wanted to let you know the viewpoint of Danny Haiphong and Professor Mohammed Morandi as they talked about Iran allegedly hitting Kuwait. Thanks for watching. Please support the channel.